Sometimes you just have to take the rule book, throw it out the window, and write a whole new one. I finally come up with my operation scheme for my model railroad, and it's like nothing I've done before. Hey everybody, my name is Jimmy. Today my coffee, I cranked up the old Nespresso machine, and this is Coffee and Trains.
This video is brought to you with support from my patrons on Patreon. These videos would not be possible without them, and if you'd like to join the Patreon community, you can follow the link in the description below and join for as little as $1 a month.
So let's get right to it. My operation scheme makes running a model railroad more into something like a game. The operation will be similar to a sequence-based operation in that it will be turn-based. I'm also going to incorporate dice, timers, and chance cards. Now, I've divided the whole layout up into 12 sections, and this is because there's 12 numbers on a pair of dice. Before we begin, I want to explain how each turn is set up. Each turn is a task that works towards completing the pickup or delivery of cars. For example, picking up cars from the yard, delivering them to their destination, and returning to the yard with pickups is 3 moves. 1 to get the cars and take them to their destination, 1 to switch them out, and 1 to return to the yard with or without cars. Each move is an opportunity for a chance card to be brought into play. Chance cards are decided by a roll of the dice. And that brings us back to the setup and start of the game. To set up the game, you need to roll the dice 2 or 3 times. Now, the first roll decides what number is going to bring a chance card into play. This is going to be your chance number. Write this down. The second roll tells us if we are starting off with a maintenance of way train out and working on the railroad. If you roll the chance number that you just decided on this roll, your maintenance of way train will roll out first thing. The third roll is only if the chance number is rolled on the second roll, and it will tell us where the maintenance of way train is going. Remember when I said that the layout is divided up into 12 sections? Whichever number you roll is where the maintenance of way train is going, and it's going to stay there for the first 15 minutes of the op session. Then it will have right of way to return to the yard, which means that you have to stop what you are doing and make sure it's clear to return, then park it at its spot. Now it's time to set up the switch list. For this, I'm going all the way back to the beginning of this YouTube channel, to the second video I ever did, which is an automated switch list generator that I created in Google Sheets. And I'm going to link that video at the end of this video. This will randomly generate a switch list based on car type and destinations. Once you've done all of this, you can begin the operation. Before we get into the operation, let's talk about some of the coffees you guys are drinking. Elizabeth Russell says that they are drinking a local Maine brew called Jamaican Me Crazy with sweetened creamer. Sounds good. Tony Kane says he's drinking St. Francis Hospital coffee because I'm in the hospital. I am sorry to hear that. I hope everything gets better soon. Forever DC 302 says, good overview, Jimmy. Drinking your neighborhood Java Krispy Kreme. I'm from the area where Krispy Kreme originally was founded. So thank you all for telling me that. Now let's get back to the operation. For the very first turn, you will not roll the dice. You'll start by building your first train in the yard. This will be the train that runs to the area that I am calling the East Valley Industrial Park. And if you're modifying this for your layout, you will just be building the train for wherever the first switch is. This, in my layout, is where the chemical plant, scrap metal facility, and a distribution center are located. Once this is built, I consider the first move complete. For every move onward, you're going to need to roll the dice. If the chance number comes up on your roll, you will then draw a chance card. Now, some will have very little effect, and some will have a huge effect. And these can be everything from cows on the line to a broken coupler or brake hose, to waiting until a certain train passes through. The cool thing about this is I'm not just coming up with these at random. I actually asked my patrons to come up with these scenarios, and they have done a great job, if I say so myself. And the rest of the operation plays out in sequence just like any other operation I have done in the past. The only added elements is the chance cards. Once the entire switch list for the operation is complete, then all the locomotives can return to the yard, and the maintenance of way train returns first if it is out at the end. Now, there are no teams in this game. You're all working together, and the goal is to work together to complete the operation. So, everybody wins, which I consider that everybody wins when you're doing model railroading. So here are the supplies you're going to need to create your own operation game like this. You're going to need some notebook paper, index cards, dice, and a kitchen timer. And it may be helpful to have multiple kitchen timers and a dice tray. I plan on actually 3D printing a dice roller. There are many ways to operate a model railroad. I have another method called the train game that I will link in a video right here. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.